Some people think that you should handle your finances in strict order. First repay debt, then establish emergency fund, and only after it start investing. My opinion, the real life rarely work that neatly. Hi, my name is Ross, friends call me Sensei, and recently I thinking a lot about financial goal. Why do you need it? And why do you need small and big financial goals? Financial goals give structure to something that feel chaotic. If you don't have clear goal, it's easy to drift. You start making some random decision, then you lose focus, and after a while, you stop feeling like you doing anything at all. And honestly, I think this is one of the biggest reason why people lose their motivation with money. Not because they lazy, just because they can clearly see the progress. Big goal give me direction. They answer the question where I am want even to go. Maybe for you is financial independence or early retirement. Or maybe you just searching for finance stability and inner peace. For me, it's probably all three together. But you need a clear goal. A goal become useful only then they stopped being abstract. Saying I want financial freedom is not enough. Because what is actually mean? How much money do you need? How much monthly income you want? What kind of lifestyle you want to achieve? How much capital it would take to make this possible in real numbers? That's where a lot of people get stuck. The idea is big, but the number is vague. And at the same time, small goals are underrated. Small goals help you keep journey alive. They give you visible proof that you are moving, even if big goals is far away. Building your first emergency fund, paying off one debt, then another one. Invest your first 500,000. All of these things can look small outside, but they matter a lot. So, big goals give meaning. Small goals give you feeling of movement. Another good habit is not to treat money as a whole because it's too messy. What make more sense for me is breaking finances into layers. Each layers solve different problems. That's why I'm focusing on emergency and 6 months living expense funds, repaying debt, and investing. Each of these play different role for me. An emergency fund, this is my short term protection. 6 months living expenses fund, this is stability and inner peace. Debt reduction, create more flexibility and free cash. And investing, this is my long term growth engine. I like think about it this way because it's give me feeling like I am not just chasing the numbers. I am actually building financial foundation. And in my opinion, it's make this video better because I'm not just showing you random totals. I can show you exact numbers inside of each part and explain everything. Should you pay off debt, build an emergency and 6 months expenses buffer, or start investing? This is probably one of the most common questions in personal finances. And personally, I don't think there is perfect answer for everyone. I understand the logic behind pay off debt first. And in some cases, it can be the right move. But also, I believe investing has its own urgency. Not because I wait in some returns, but because time is matter. The earlier you begin, the more time you will have to learn, build strong financial habits, and allow compounding working in your favor. That's why I don't see this is like a simple debt first or investing first debate. To me, answer is a balance. So I prefer building in parallel. I don't think that everything should be done one by one in perfect order. For me, building in parallel means that I can reduce debt, building an emergency and 6 months expenses funds, and still invest in small amount at the same time. Will that makes each category grow slowly? Absolutely. Do I still think it makes sense? Definitely. Because in my view, the overall system become more stronger. Debt matter because it's create pressure. The longer it stay, the more money it will be cost through interest and fee. But investing also important because waiting too long it will cost you time, and time in investing play crucial role. The also behavioral part of investment because it's not only about return, investment also about the habits. And if you waiting until everything will be perfect, you can lose years because there always be another excuse. More debt, more uncertainty, more expenses, more reason to delay. The same goes for emergency and 6 months living expense funds. The earlier you start, the earlier you get rid of pressure and find inner peace. Financial stability is stronger when safety, debt reduction, and investment moving forward all together, even if each one moving slowly. And now let's move to the setting goals part. My goal for an emergency fund is to build up to 1000. It's not huge, but it's meaningful. This is the first layer of financial protection. It won't solve every possible problem, but it can stop small problem from becoming bigger one. The financial goal for the 6 months living expense fund is 6000. Because this is much bigger goal, it makes sense to break it into smaller one, and it will be first the closest one 1000, middle 3000, and the final 6000. Now to the debt. My goals here are close to a snowball method. I want to remove debt source one by one, especially the ones that can be closed sooner. At the same time, I want to keep investing consistently, even if the amount is small. My first investing goals is to equalize all the portfolio by total invested amount 2000 for each. And after that, I want to keep building them in parallel with the same monthly contribution. The next milestone is reaching a total investment amount of 10,000, and the bigger goal at this stage is to eventually have 10,000 invested in each portfolio. If I'm honest, my real goal is not only improve my finances, is to build discipline and structure. Numbers are matter, but the system behind it matters even more in creating them. And that's also one of the reasons why I start making this video. I want to document this process from the early stages, not just the progress, but the thinking behind it, not just wins, but also slow periods, The adjustment and the lessons. I think that part is often missing online. People usually show the results. I am more interested in showing the process. And it's also pushing me to spend more time for preparing for this video. As a result, I become more disciplined and consistent. Good financial goals should do more than just sound ambitious. They should help you stay on track and not only chasing one big number in isolation, but build stronger financial foundation piece by piece with safety, debt reduction, and investing moving all together. You may see it differently, and it's completely fair. And if you have your own view on this, let me know in the comment. Do you prefer to focus on one financial goal or build few of them in parallel? Hit the like button, it's free. And if you want to follow the journey, subscribe. I think it's only going to get more interesting from here.